What's up, everybody? This is DjTsu and Dee for 3BG at the movies. And
Yes.
yes, we are at the movies. I don't know how I want to start this. Okay, let me stop. Let me be serious. You ever the phrase drunk texting?
Of course I do. I do.
I'm gonna put it on me and say that this was more of drunk requesting.
Don't put that on yourself. Don't do that.
I kind of have to because I didn't know. Hand to God on a stack of Bibles. I didn't know. I didn't do the research, D. I am so sorry.
So I got a question. You're not familiar with the dark world of Z-grade horror flicks, are you? In the same realm of the asylum films, in the same realm of the low grade slasher, slasher TV movies, you are not familiar with these, are you?
I wasn't familiar with like the bottom of Z grade. I was familiar with W, R, and M level, but once we get to Z, it's like
I seen Piranha 3D Part 5.
Right. I seen like one or two.
The sharpening.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I've seen Gator versus Python, stupid shit like that.
I've seen Megalodon versus Godzilla. It's not even Godzilla. It's just some cheap. It was like some really, really cheap lizard suit.
In fact, they would spell it GHOD just to avoid copyright.
Nah, they just call them Super Kaiju.
Super Kaiju. Good one.
But no, these movies exist in their own realm of they know they're cheap. They know they're making fun of something probably topical, and it's trying to be funny. When really you can tell that most of the humor died in the 90s. It feels like that. It feels like you. All right, I got a better one. This is just showing our age. Remember when pay-per-view used to always show straight to pay-per-view movies, and they had like that twinge of softcore sex in it?
Yes.
Yeah, this is from those same people, except now it's 20, 30 years later, and they're still trying to do the same damn gangster thing. And nobody is really looking at it except people who want to preserve that way of horror films. I don't know who's this for. That's the worst part. I don't know who these movies are made for. I'm thinking to myself, maybe because you see the people that are in this movie, they're a fan of Angela back in the day on Sleepaway Camp. But I look, this is coming from somebody that loves her. Ain't nobody come to see you. Who's for?
Well, let me go ahead and get this out the way. So the movie that we're talking about is the Omicron Killer, sequel to the COVID Killer that came out in 2021.
I remember when COVID Killer came out because that was along with the Killer Bee movies that were coming out. Yes, you remember when there was supposed to be a swarm of killer bees coming in America, killing everybody? Yes. It was in that same group of, hey y'all, the world is ending because we voted Trump in type of movies. So
apparently still people still hold on to that theory of the world was coming to an end the moment that gorilla took one in the dome.
Hey, these are part of that cult, okay? Yeah, and I said it, cult. I'm grown enough to call it what it is. All right? I'm a part of that. I can tell you, the world ain't been right since then.
I was just going to say, a lot of stuff does line up. Like, God, are we in the end times?
Like, is this the end times, God? Like, here's the thing. Like, I always go back to this. I keep telling everybody this. I learned this back in the late 90s from my dad. The world has always been this fucking nutty. It's just there's cameras everywhere. And now that there's cameras on every fucking phone, we're seeing the madness that is Planet Earth. That's what we have been seeing. We have been seeing that. This beautiful Blue Pearl has been fucking nuts for the last 100,000 years. All right,
ER.
ER.
But no. So Omicron Killer. Um, I requested this movie again, not knowing anything, totally blind, and my lord, I want to say the first 15 minutes in, I had to pause the movie and say, "What have I gotten myself into? What in God's name did I request?" I I didn't know. And I'm saying it again, and I'm sorry if I'm going to repeat it. I didn't know. I didn't know just how remarkably terrible this movie was.
Never underestimate people who want to make horror movies that can't write, and never underestimate low grade stars that need to pay off a car payment. Never underestimate either of those.
Sir,
That's how you get movies like this.
this movie
Let
was
me tell you, bro. You say
listen,
first 15 minutes.
yes.
When you told me that, I was telling myself, like, because now here's the funny thing. I have went past Omicron Killer at least 4 or 5 times on the little site I get to see all the movies on. And I was telling myself, I'm gonna eventually look at it, but every time I looked at it, I was like, Omicron, Omicron. You mean that variant of the COVID virus? Is that what that's talking about? And then when I finally clicked on it and I actually watched the first 5 minutes of it, I was like, oh, this is exactly what I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, Eris. I'm sorry you had to do that to your eyes. I'm sorry. Sorry you had to deal with camera work like this. I'm sorry. But
Can I say that the only thing
the bright spot is this.
The bright spot of the movie was special effects were okay. The practical effects were, you know.
Eris, look, you can only get so much pop out of D for spraying the Heinz ketchup in the right direction. Okay, so I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I'm saying it was. If I had to say something nice, now if I had to make a question about the movie, how'd y'all get Bai Ling?
If I have something nice to say,
yeah. No, I was just gonna say, did y'all just catch her at Top Golf and say, "Hey, do you want to be in this movie?"
Who are you talking about?
Bai Ling.
Bai Ling. I got a question. So, you have been living in my country. Yeah, I said my country. D's getting real political and political right now. You've been in my country for how long? I got a question. What did the English language ever do to you? What did the English language, like, seriously, you fight the living shit out of that language so hard. Like, bye, baby, boo, boo, boo. Why? Also, how much they pay you to rub up on fat white men?
Scruffy ass fat
Scruffy fat ass white men. Here's the funny thing. You do that in almost every movie. So that's why D is asking a question. All right.
I mean,
when I saw Bai Ling in the credits areas, I was going like, "Holy shit! They done pulled out all the stuff."
Yeah, right. No, I didn't.
Like, here's the funny part.
I didn't officially say you pulled out all the stops until I saw Felissa Rose, and I said, "Wait a minute, Angela from Sleepaway Camp, the original Angela."
Dog, let me tell you something.
We got Bai Ling and Felissa Rose. And how do you do? And this is the movie you turned in?
Here's the thing you have to learn about Felissa Rose, and this is coming from somebody who's a fan of her. This is her wheelhouse. If there's effort being put into the production, she don't want no parts of it. Okay. Fine. If there is a hint of competency, she's like, I don't know. You're gonna question shit, and I don't want to be a part of this.
So what you're saying, D, is if the movie is $5 over the budget that she's used to, she'll say no.
Oh yeah. If she knows that the director has had, what do you call it? Experience. Yo, that's my bright spot. She was the bright spot for me because you can tell that she gave zero shit the entire time she was there.
You know who?
But listen. I got a question. Was the stipend to Chick-fil-A that good that you had to be?
The one person I wanted to like, I legit wanted to like the police captain, Louise Callahan. I wanted to like her because I figured Lynn Lowry, that's the actress who plays her.
Larry, yes. Who been in a metric ton of crap.
Right, she's been in a bunch of stuff. When I heard her, I was like, okay, I am trying so hard to like you, but it's not your fault. It's really the movie and its direction that is just making me dislike you and everything else about it.
Yeah.
I wanted to like her I wanted to like her really bad.
Because she was just like Felicia. She wasn't caring either.
Yeah.
She didn't care either.
And how the movie shows you that the actors were kind of just going with it. When they were failing to deliver lines, there were so many jokes that landed like the wettest of farts. And I'm like, did I really just sit through 5 minutes of dialogue for a joke that didn't even land?
Especially with the two cops, the Puerto Rican one and the dude that graduated with Carl Batananada Deluski. Those two.
I couldn't stand those two.
I like if I'm mistaken, the fat cop, I think he's like the director or he wrote this movie. If I'm mistaken, he's like in production.
No, sir. Hold on.
I think he like produced her. So he had something else to do with the movie.
No, sir. See, I need
okay.
you to understand something. This movie was written, story, screenplay, created, and directed by Jeff Knight.
Okay.
On one person. The actors that played the two detectives was not him.
Okay, good. I thought he had something to do with it. I thought he did. Oh well. Cool. So Jeff, you just pretty much pick a good weekend in New Jersey to do all this, huh? A part of me don't even feel like this is Jersey. A part of me feel like this is Connecticut and they're acting like it's Jersey. Like this could you could have filmed this in the middle of like freaking Kansas and then say, hey, we in New York City. We're just gonna go with it. I like how they said that you don't see one building in this whole fucking film. Oh God. And then I like the whole thing with the cops. There was one scene that went on insanely too long. Remember when the cops were investigating somebody, they went to that one guy's door and he sat and told them the whole story about how the Omicron killer showed up there.
Oh my God.
Stab me in the eye with a pen. This took all day.
I'm like, where's your editor? About 40 minutes of footage needed to be cut from this.
Well, if it was the editor there, Eris, he would have been the director, the writer, and the producer.
Don't do that. Don't do that. His job was already hard enough.
Now here's the thing. It's like, okay, so guys, was it really important to watch the first movie? You know the answer to that. Shut up. But
I completely forgot about the first movie because it came out 3 years prior to this. So,
but what killed me about it was that done on purpose? Like, I don't understand. Like, whatever. There was like I said, there was that was one of like at least 7 to probably 10 COVID movies. And I'm talking about COVID movies turning everybody into like zombies and shit, not actual stay in bed for 2 weeks and then they're all right movies. No, I'm talking like the COVID virus is like some strain of rage virus or some bullshit like that. Yeah, like that's the way they always did these.
I mean, they even did the whole bit of like, it's like, hey, where's your mask? I'm like, oh yeah, COVID, Omicron.
Yeah, you got Yeah.
Make everyone wear masks even more. Yeah, I get it. That's cute. No, this honestly this just felt like a 4-year-old joke that just came too late.
It just felt like everybody in this movie, if you would put a mic to their face, they would say, see, they would say something like, blah, 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 these mandates. You know what I mean?
Oh, this movie was buzzword central.
Yes, it was. And it's like, I get it. People who made this movie, you didn't want to put on masks during the lockdown. I get it. Your freedoms and everything else was taken. You can tell it was just by there was this level of cynical bullshit that was in the movie where it was like, hey, movie, I don't think you earned that at all to be that damn cynical. But okay, you know what we're not talking about? You know what we're not talking about? The killer.
You barely earned by Ling, but let's keep going.
Look. Bai Ling knew what she did when she said yes to this movie, okay?
Knowing that she was only in like the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Eris, she has a car that is still in the air and just tires, and she been trying to get that bitch out for a minute, but every time she get the money, she got to spend it on something else. So she did this movie. Come on, man. She trying to get her infinity back, yeah. Botley got an infinity. You know she rides an infinity.
No, but you're right. The one person that we want to talk about is the killer. I like how they went with the Jason angle of he wears a regular ass hospital mask throughout the first half of the movie, only to come back and get the freaking GameStop / Party City style face mask.
Trying to look like homeboy off of Mad Max and shit. Let me tell you something. That first mask, that little raggedy ass mask he had in the beginning of the movie, didn't it make him look like he stank more than what he looked like?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
So bravo to the filmmakers. I think that was the look they wanted. So I'm gonna give them that one. But can you explain to me? Okay, what did he have to do with the Omicron virus?
Well, remember, he was the copycat. He was the copycat killer of the COVID killer.
And apparently, when he killing at the same time the COVID killer was going on.
Well, apparently remember, I think it was someone took out the COVID killer and he was just copying. Like I said, literal copycat.
You know what? I said this before.
Best way to describe it, really, the whole idea, D, is like it's about that thin. Okay.
You remember what you did?
It's that thin.
Do you remember when I don't think you were noticed, but I was talking about, I forgot what movie I reviewed. It's on 3blackgeeks.com. I forgot what movie it was, but I was like, Steve Martin said it best. Well, you're going to tell a story, have a point. That was the thing. There was no point of this story. Everybody, okay. You know the other thing I did like? The shitty news team. Let me tell you something. Only reason why I let this one go, because they obviously did it in somebody's living room. But the reason why I liked it was like, and they still have not catched this new Omicron killer. Wow. If I was anything like him, I would consider myself a loser because I wasn't the actual COVID killer. He sucks, doesn't he? He sucks so bad. I know. They verbally kicked the shit out of this dude on the news. It was so great. I actually got a little bit of entertainment out of that. I'm not going to lie, because it was so absurd. Just imagine in the middle of a newscast, there's bad in the middle of that joint. They're just reading off the news, and there was only 4 people that was killed in the alien bombing today. I gotta tell you, Hamas, you're slowing down. If that was me, that's the way it felt like.
Yeah.
It was like, why would you do that in the middle of the news? Because it was so stupid. I liked it.
I would say this is what happens when someone decides to deliver the news via public access.
Man, this is what happens when you keep on going to Drudge Report. This is going to end up.
Drudge Report.
Like, I feel that if BuzzFeed really became the conglomerate that it really wanted to be, that's how they would have been doing the news.
I can agree with that.
Oh my goodness, man! This movie stunk so bad, yeah. And then when he put on the little, but this is the hate shit because when he took off the other, oh damn, we took off the paper mask and he put on the whole
Party City one.
Party City mask. I was like, shit's about to pick up. Not really.
It barely got half a step.
It really didn't do more than what I thought he was going to do. In fact, he killed more people he killed more people with that ratty ass mask than he did with that one. I was so mad because there was no point. And no, every time they go back to the Puerto Rican detective, this motherfucker acting like he's Columbo and shit. Like he really didn't crack the case. Oh, why did you make me watch this, Harris?
Why did I request it is the question.
Because you're a good person.
I had to question that. Was I really?
Because you're a good person.
I had to question that. Was I really a good person for doing that? Because not only did I force myself to watch this, but I had to bring somebody with me. So am I really a good person?
Look, put it to you this way. I watch shitty movies not on my own volition and my own. I do, but not even so much because I'm much like you, Eric, much like all of us on here on Three Black Geeks. We've been trying to we're reviewing as many movies as possible during this year, and VOD has been my buddy. But the problem about VOD movies is not all of them are going to be great. In fact, a lot of them won't be. So I've been used to being kind of disappointed. Oh my God, it's been a while since I saw a Z-grade movie like this. It's been a while. It always gives you a good refresh of going, you know what? That movie wasn't so bad. Also, errors. This movie wasn't woke as I thought it would be.
Well, I would have told you if it was.
Oh man, I was hoping that it was gonna go like,
it didn't.
Oh no, I was hoping it was gonna go all the way. Okay, I will say this. We got a pair of titties in it.
It's a slash. Okay, listen. Even in shitty slasher horror movies, you have to show a pair of tits.
So, you have to, but here's the thing.
It was the only thing that was saving this movie from getting a 0.
And I told that to somebody before, and I always say when we do horror movies on Three Black Geeks that suck. When you go through a sucky horror movie, I'm gonna be real. Pull out a titty. Is it going to make the movie better? Not at all. Not at all. But it is I'm gonna retain more of the knowledge of what happened in the film.
It is the horror movie equivalent of a case of emergency break open glass.
Whip it out. That's what it says on it.
And shout out to Larissa Dali. She was the one who was the wonderful sport who just had to show off her rocking pair of tits.
And had to fake that she was in love with that fat detective. That's the reason why Dee thought he was a producer on the movie, Eris.
No.
It's like, wait. Look, it's like this. I already said this before. Yeah, sure, Kevin James was with homegirl for King of Queens, and he didn't look like he belonged with her. But we can believe shit like that every now and then. This one, hell no. You look like the sugar daddy that she doesn't want to give sugar to. Come on.
The sugar is obviously withheld.
Like you give it you look like the girl that's about to give him a melancholy blowjob just so you can pay off your fucking phone bill. Like that's what she looked like anyway. Get done, honey. Like she looked like she was about to do that. Yeah. Also, shout out to the best actor in this whole movie, Felicia Rose, flexing all of her face muscles in every single scene just to look so excited. I'm like, yo, man.
I mean, her playing a necromancer, it's like it was like like the bad jokes in Family Guy when the character wants to be taken seriously, but everybody keeps questioning the character's motives. And she has to not necessarily break character, but she has to go from necromancer to her government name character and be like, no, this is what I do. I am the necromancer. A slight guffaw came out of me the first time that she had to do that. When it became the running gag, I said, oh my God, can we just continue this movie? Can someone please put a bullet in it and call it a day? I'm done. I was so done with this movie. This is by far one of the worst movies I've seen in 2024.
And the one thing, and this will be the last thing I say, the one thing that pissed me off, legit pissed me off, the kids show up. The kids show up to kill. I'm like, okay.
They were so pointless in this movie.
They finally get there. The Omicron killer wakes up. I'm like, there's going to be dead children. Let's go. You didn't kill one of them.
And that's what made me not take the killer serious, because son, you got rolled by middle schoolers.
Dog. And Five Nights at Freddy's, not the movie, but Five Nights at Freddy's game, at least all the children died. You mean to Woo! Will this be on the list of 3 Black Geeks' worst movies of the year? I say yes, but let's just be real. What part of this did you thought you were going to see victory in? Do you thought this was going to be, hey guys, me and Eris agree. This movie is great for. I can't even say watching this at a bad movie party is good. That's where I was rating it at. Is it good enough to show at a bad movie party?
When there's at least 10 other bad movies that you can put above this, yeah, it's tough.
That's indicative, because when you're dealing with because when 3 Black Geeks normally do bad, when we say bad movies, we're doing it in the range that is in. You know what I mean? And if it's like feature films, like goes to movie theaters, you have those bad movies. VOD, you have those bad movies. Now, what if you're already in the lower end of it? Okay, most likely a lot of those are going to be bad movies. So where's the entertaining ones? You know what I mean? Where's the ones that are probably giving out this same effort, but it's like, hey, bruh, okay.
Like the jokes are funny.
It's a bad movie, but hear me out.
like the jokes is hitting. I'm like, the jokes was hitting, the special effects, and no matter how cheap they were actually funny to look at. You know, the characters are somewhat likable. You know, when you got things that stack that make it good, then yeah, even despite it being a terrible movie, you know, you can say, hey, throw this in the bad movie watch pile. This gave me none of that.
None of it. And I hate to say it because Felicia Rose is in it too. This is poor. This is poverty level of bad. It's real bad.
31 flavors Baskin Robbins level bad.
Children could have been fed. The elderly could have been helped out. Children could have learned to read. Ooh.
It was a rough one to get through.
The homeless could have found hope. Could have got at least 5 homeless families somewhere to stay for at least a week. Nah. Y'all decided to break out the iPhones. Y'all decided to break out the iPhone cameras and shitty and water mixed with red color dye and said we's making a movie. That's what y'all did. GoFundMe's where people died of cancer. Look, I'm done. The point is, that's all I'm saying. This was a bad one. I hope if they make a sequel, I don't know what the sequel is going to be. I really don't know what the name of it is going to be.
Delta. It's going to be the Delta Killer or something. Because wasn't that like hold on? Wasn't that the next tier level after Omicron was?
There was another virus that came out that only like killed 6 people, but they was like hyping it up like it was going to like do another street sweeper. Like I forgot the name of that jump, man. Wasn't the Delta? So let's see. Now I'm thinking of something else. But yeah, man, I'm done. I'm done.
Me too.
I'm done.
Terrible movie. Do not recommend. The Omicron Killer. Anyway, that is 3 Black Geeks at the. Sorry, that is 3BG at the movies. We out.
Popcorn was stale.